Hey everybody. Uh-oh. Hey everybody. Hope everybody's well and having a wonderful evening. Hello. Happy Sunday. I hope you're well and having a great evening. So my name is Yolanda Marant. I am a creative singer and graphic designer. And I know it's been a while since everybody's kind of seen me. Yeah, I've been very busy on the road traveling, singing, uh, somewhat by myself and then with hey. So I've been on the road, traveling, singing somewhat by myself, and then with Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling. So shout out to Kevin Lemons, who has been nominated for a Devil Word Award. Yay! And really honored because the artwork that I created, or that I was honored to create or requested to create, hasn't been nominated for a Dove, to be clear, but the artwork is a part of the album that's been nominated. So I'm really honored. It's really dope, and shouts out to Kevin Lemons, the boss, for that. What a wonderful opportunity to be nominated for a Dove Award. So he's been nominated for Choir of the Year. I believe that's the category. So shout out to him. Higher Calling tonight is in Chicago. So shout out to them. I know they're killing it. I just yes, I know. I'm like, what? You're at home? Yes, I'm at home because I just chose to pull back from a little bit of everything because I just had been really overwhelmed a little bit, and on top of that, I manage a full time graphic company, and I needed the space to kind of reset everything. So that's what August was about. August was about total reset for my life and for my business. And I really thought I was going to be able to accomplish that in 30 days. But I recognize that it's going to take, you don't uh, get overwhelmed overnight. So you can kind of get over it overnight, if you will. And there's a little bit of being overwhelmed as well as just needing to recuperating from the pandemic, as well as just all the things, just life. So it's going to take the whole year. So that means I'm just going to be, really cautious about just everything, as you should be anyway. So that's one. If you're here, say, hey, what's going on? If you could do me a favor, if you could like and share. Yes, if you could please like and share. I know going live seems to actually be not as special as it was when it first started. So please tag and share. It just feels like going live was not as special as it once was, kind of because now everybody's doing it. That's not bad, but churches are now live, on Facebook Live. I mean, like several at one time. What's up, Donnell? You must be at home. So I won't be long on this live, but you must be at home. So please tag and share. I promise I won't be long here on this space. It's my goal not to be long, but to be strong. So again, my name is Yolanda Marant. I'm a creative graphic designer. I'm a creative. I'm a graphic designer, singer, and I just wanted to come live tonight to number one, say thank you as always to anyone and everyone who supports my business, who supports my music ministry, who supports Kevin Lemons' A Higher Calling, because I am a part of that ministry. Excuse me, I'm a part of that ministry, that body. Thank you to all my clients who've been patient over the last 30 days of process and trying new processes and just trying to see what is a better way to serve people. We're trying to work on a whole bunch of things at one time: health, wealth, the way we see life, the way we see the world, just all of it. So thank you so much. All right, so I put up if anybody had any questions they could ask them. I still will offer that if you have a question, even if you see this later, like if you see this on Facebook, YouTube, whatever social media platform, and you say, "Hey, I have a question about graphic design, how to be a graphic designer, about music, about," I get a lot of questions actually about the industry. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I will share. So about the industry, about how to properly, like today, I got a question: does it matter if you take a photo with your camera phone, with your actual phone, or yes, that is Mickey. If you take it with your actual phone, or if you take it with a camera. So I'm going to answer that question in just a moment. Hi, Pastor Larry Thomas. Yes, Yes, sir. I'm on the reset. Yes, sir. I'm on the reset. Massive reset to my life, to my business, to everything and everything and everywhere, to every component. It was really important to me that I make sure that I do that. Um, Let me make sure that that this is live really quickly, because sometimes when you go live on UStream, it doesn't make it public, which is so weird, right? So I end up not being public like I think I am. So we're gonna do that right now. So that being said, yes. See, I'm not public. This is so weird. So I'm gonna make this. Um, I'm gonna edit this and make it public so that everybody can jump on. I'm so sorry. Oh man. Okay. So make that public. That way I can see your comments properly. Okay. Hey, Donnell. Hope you're good. Please follow Donnell Russell, a wonderful artist out of New Orleans. And yes, Pastor Thomas, I'm on the reset. Absolutely, I am. I wanted to reset everything. So, without me being long winded, everything. I clearly heard, yes, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. If you've never seen, I guess really this is now, maybe not a podcast, but a live. If you've never seen this before, never seen me before, yes, I am a believer. I believe in God. I am a Christian. And so I clearly heard, and yes, I hear God. Somebody asked me the other day, can you really hear God? Like, does God really speak? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm not saying he speaks in this, I think everybody hears him differently. So, I just heard reset. Sometimes you hear a word. Sometimes I wake up with music. I have dreams. It just, God speaks to everybody different ways. I think he speaks through natures and trees and people. That's true. I do. I think he speaks through nature. So that being said, I clearly heard the word reset, and I felt like he said, "Yes, you can. Yes, he can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can." Hi, Sonia Bonia. I'm gonna start calling you that. Can I call you that? All right. So I clearly heard the word reset, and then I heard everything. So I heard reset everything, and that was my quest to do. And I thought it would happen in a I thought I could do it in 30 days, but while I'm not married yet, and that doesn't mean there's anybody that has filled out the application properly. Amen. While I'm not married yet, um, and I don't have babies yet, you would think, oh, you have a plenty of time. He said, speak, Lord. You have plenty of time, right, to do everything you need to do. But I run a full-time graphic company, and God has blessed me to serve people like Pastor Larry Thomas, like Sonia Battle, who have wonderful ministries, wonderful organizations, the Donnell Russells and Donnell Greens all over the country. And so, with that and growing a business and just the world happening, it didn't happen as fast as I thought it could. But I have gotten some clarity about a lot of things, maybe not everything, but quite a few things. And so, that being said, I know that the reset process is going to have to occur through the rest of the year. It'll be things surface level, like my website, Love Fetish, how I'm going to run Love Fetish is my accessory line, and moving into what I really want to be is like a clothing line for curvy girls, clothes that fit, clothes that are affordable, and clothes that fit. That's my goal. So things like that, and then things on the inner part, my well-being, my mental space, my emotional health. Yeah, your emotional health. We don't talk about that a whole lot, but my emotional health, my well-being, my music space. How can I say this? What I give myself to, how I give myself to things. There were some decisions I made during the pandemic, before the pandemic, that I felt were necessary, and now I see that they were necessary. So I'm working through it one day at a time, one day at a time. So I'm going to answer a question about what I said about God speaking to people. This is just my personal. I want to be very clear about what I'm going to say. This is my personal opinion. Okay. Someone asked me. Someone asked me about a week ago. Is it true? Like they weren't sure if they weren't sure if God could really speak to people. Like, yeah, people say God speaks to them, but there are people in asylums or people in institutions that say they heard God too. So this is just my personal opinion, and hopefully Pastor Thomas is still here and he could correct me, or Sonia Battle, if I'm wrong. And when I say this, I do believe that God speaks. Absolutely. I believe that he speaks through nature. I believe that he speaks through people. And this is not all my life is about, but I do want to say it because I said it and I want to make sure I clear it. So, yes, I believe that God speaks. He speaks through people, he speaks through nature. And when he speaks, it's going to be clear. In most cases, it is going to be something that already identifies, like you knew, like I kind of felt like I needed to pull back, or I felt like I needed to kind of reset. And so it was just really like, oh, okay, I need to do this. And then I really honestly feel like if you pray, and you don't just pray to talk, you pray to hear, right? It's a conversation. And so sometimes what people feel about conversation is when someone's talking, you have to listen, not just hear. You have to listen. You have to really sit and absorb, and not like wait for your response, right? That's what I learned in class. You learn in school. You don't just wait for you to respond. You really take it in, and you absorb what the person is saying. So it's the same way with prayer. In prayer, you have a conversation. It's a conversation. I'm sure we have kind of to this, but you have a conversation between you and God. That's who the conversation is with. And so I believe God gives instructions through prayer. He gives instructions in, multiple different ways. Nobody's made the same. So I wake up in the morning hearing music all the time. My head is like a radio, and I constantly hear music when I wake up, like almost all the time. So sometimes it means I need to pray. Sometimes it means I need to go listen to that song, and then God gives clarity through that. It's just, he works with everybody differently and in different ways. So yes, God does speak, and the way you hear him may not be the way I hear him, but that doesn't mean he's not talking. Okay. So you have to get in prayer. You have to get more clarity about how he will speak to you. All right. So other questions I've been asked. So this is the part I did throw it out. If people wanted to ask me questions, if they didn't feel comfortable asking here, they could ask me in my inbox. One question I did get was, is it true that you can take a picture with like if you have an iPhone, does the iPhone take a picture as clear as a camera? No. So no matter how wonderful your phone is, no matter how much you pay for it, no matter if you have the brand new iPhone that just came off the machine, like it just it came, it photographers are made to take professional photos, and period, no matter what, all day, every day. And so that is really important that you understand the photographers. That's why they're created. So if you need professional photos, like most people have heard me say several times, dozen times, if you need professional photos, I'm looking down because I'm inviting people, but if you need professional photos, you should take them. I understand that sometimes you need to do something really, really quick. If you have to, if you have to, I am not giving a pass because I don't want my photographer friends to get me. But if you have to, and you don't have any other choice, you don't have any other means to do it, you should take the picture on a very, very clear background and really good lighting. Really good lighting would be not this time of day. You would have to do. I really suggest doing it. Doing it. Sorry, I really suggest you doing it during the day, where you can get really good lighting. You can get the sunlight. You can be standing in really good lighting, and that is how you can come into having a good photo. But I do not recommend taking photos with your phone. Like I do not. But if you had to, that was a question I was asked. If you had to, just make sure someone else takes it. Make sure the person that's taking it can take good pictures. Like if you have your, the kid on the usher roll taking. I wouldn't play with that if you don't have to. But if you have to, just make sure you do that good. Okay. Some other questions I get asked concerning graphics. There was something I ran into this week and I wanted to share was an artist had really huge trouble uploading their artwork to the digital platforms. One reason why they had trouble uploading was because the artwork was not in the correct resolution and or pixels. So let me say this: if you're an artist and you're watching this, no matter the genre, it does not matter what genre it is. Okay, so this is not just for the gospel kids. It does not matter what genre it is. If you are uploading artwork to any digital service, the artwork has to be 1600 by 1600 pixels or more, and it has to be a 300 resolution. 72 is the lowest. I don't recommend that. So what I recommend is 3000 by 3000 pixels, and that 3000 by 3000 pixels at 70, 300 DPI. That's what I recommend. Okay, you have to have that in order for things to go rightfully. That really, really, really matters. And you may ask, what are pixels? So I'm going to give you the actual correct definition, and not my, you know, not my, you know, graphic in Yolanda terms of thought. Okay, so we're gonna ask Google together, what are pixels? That way, I want to give you the exact definition, but it's really important that it's done correctly, because if it's not done correctly, you're gonna have problems. And the truth is, if it's not done correctly, they're not gonna accept it. Okay, so pixels are a minute area of illumination on the display screen, one of many from which an image is composed. All right, so that's that's the definition. Okay, but it's what it needs to be. It's the resolution it needs to be. If it's not that, it will be rejected. Let me be clear with you. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter the clout you have. If you don't have the correct artwork in the correct form, they will pixelate it. So in Photoshop, the term pixel is short for picture element, and pixels are the tiny building blocks that make up all digital images. Much like how a painting is made from individual brushstrokes, a digital image is made from individual pixels. Okay, so pixels are like just little tiny parts, and then those tiny parts are connected to tiny parts connected to tiny parts, which give you an image. All right. So if you don't have the right amount of the resolution and the pixels, it's going to be, number one, it's going to be blurry. That's why they won't accept it. So you have to have the right artwork, resolution, and meet the requirements for your artwork to be accepted. Okay. So that's that. All right. So we talked about the reset, and I did reset, and we're gonna keep resetting throughout the rest of the year. We talked about the question about this God here, this God dog, yes, and about your phones, about artwork. So again, if you have any questions, even after you see that, you can always ask. Just send me a DM. And I just want to come through and encourage creatives. So the biggest part of Let's Talk is about encouraging creatives. You know, being a creative is a very it can be very tricky because it looks easy and it looks simple. And creators are just not graphic designers. Creators are singers, filmmakers, writers, um, songwriters, film directors. I mean, all those people are creatives, right? Artists, illustrationists. All those people are creatives, actors and actresses, and all those people are creatives. And so, comedians, all those people are creatives. Even pastors, in my opinion, are creatives, right? Musicians and producers, creatives. So when people look at a creative and they see them doing whatever it is they do, I think a lot of people assume that it's very easy. right? Especially like feels like graphic design or singing. Sometimes it just like it seems like, oh man, that's I just. But it's not as easy as it appears a lot of times, and a lot of times it's the back end that can be difficult in that process. The back end of whatever people may do is what can be taxing, is what can be overwhelming at times. So I want to come through and just encourage creatives to keep doing what you do. I've seen a lot of great work from people like Juma Bush, Lamar Harvey, Cedric Shannon Reeves. Now, Cedric is a singer, songwriter, my opinion, a producer, and he's doing amazing things, amazing things, amazing things. To keep those people lifted in the area of St. Louis. They lost two people. They lost they lost two people recently in that city, and it's hard. But you know, some people are a double duty. Louita, out of L.A., she's a choir director, singer, graphic designer. So it's not just one. Some people just do one thing. Some people do multiple. So my whole thing is number one, be nice to your creatives. Encourage your creatives. Uh, it's okay just sometimes just to call and see how they're doing on the other side. Creators, I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Stay with it. Don't give up. I know it's difficult. I know it's frustrating. Sometimes it just can be simply overwhelming. But I want to encourage you to, what do they say? Keep the faith. You got this, and you can do this, and you have what it takes to make it through. All right. So I don't know if I have a whole lot today, but I did want to encourage you to do that. I also want to encourage you, if you have to reset, if you need to reset, if you just need to pull back, whether it be a day, 2 days, 5 days, or 10, it's okay. It's okay to just take a moment and clear your head. It's okay to just take a moment and reset yourself. I took 30 days, but in that 30 days, I realized 30 days wasn't enough. Now, I didn't stop working in 30 days, maybe for like a day or two, maybe three. But in the 30 days, I just kind of pulled back from some things. I didn't go on some trips. I uh, reset how I seen food. Just you got to try to like reset your life. All right. So I don't want to be long, but I want to be strong. So it's gonna be a short night. I just want to come through, say hello, see how y'all doing. Let you know I'm always here if you have questions. And then if you need services, of course I'm here, graphic services. But most importantly, I want to encourage creators. I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, keep doing it the way you're doing it. Make sure you have a great thick tribe, people that can be there for you. They may not do what you do, but they may be a great source of help to you. They may be a great source of something that you need to help you do what you do. And if that's something you need, then you gotta do that. Shout out to my creative assistant Terry Davis, who's been a wonderful asset to my life, a wonderful friend, and a wonderful person. More than being an assistant, I think he really just helps me be accountable. He really helps me to say no to things. He really helps me to align my business, even align my life, align my head. So that took a long time to do, but I highly encourage that if you are a graphic designer, if you own a company, you're a producer, if you just need help, you just need help. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing that you have to say, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this. Sometimes you just have to in order to be better, in order to really get up to the place you need to get up to. You just have to make the decision that you want for more for your life. And the only way you're going to do that is to go ahead and make the decision to, sure, you can just send a DM to my inbox, Pastor. He said, how do you submit questions? You can just submit questions to my inbox and on right here on Facebook. Submit a question, or you can submit a question right here. If it's something you feel okay to ask, out loud, you can just type it right there. I'll wait for your question. So, um, yeah, I got a personal assistant after many, many years, and the biggest thing, we have a lot to comb through because, mind you, I've been just me, everything for 15 years. So to get one after 16 is pretty huge. Uh, but I felt it very necessary to do because I was doing everything by myself. And after some things occurred with me, Terry and I were sitting at we were sitting at Waffle House one night, and I just asked him would he do it for me. Oh, hi, Miss Cassandra. How are you? Wow. How are you? Hope you're good. I just asked him would he, and he said yes. Sometimes, sometimes the blessing you need is right underneath your nose, and you just have to have, if they will say, the guts to go get it. Sometimes it's just asking a question. All right. What do you choose? What would you choose between balance or happiness? What would you choose between balance or happiness? I am glad to hear you're doing well, Miss Cassandra. What would you choose? So the question from Pastor Larry Phillips Thomas, who's a pastor out of Denver, Colorado, of the Connection Church. He says, what would you choose between balance or happiness? Whew. Is this question for me? Ah. It is difficult to be balanced if you're unhappy. So I would choose happy because we can sit down and be balanced, I believe. But it's difficult to be balanced if you're unhappy. Now for some people it may be that they need to be balanced so they can be happy. Huh? I felt that. Some people may need to go the other way. They may need to be balanced so that they can be happy because maybe it's too many things going on. Maybe it's too much clutter going on and they need to clear out the mental clutter or sometimes even the physical clutter to achieve clarity, to achieve happiness. But I think sometimes when you've had the experiences I've had, whew, I choose happy. So I think I had to get to and maybe, huh? What a question. I choose happy. Yeah, I choose happy. Because right now my life is getting back to a balanced place, but I feel, you know, happy. Like a bishop in uh, Albuquerque, New Mexico, he would ask me every time he talks to me, how you doing today? I'm doing okay. He said, I don't like when you say okay. I want you to say, I'm happy, I'm good. He said, no, we need to get to happy. And I said, yes, sir. He said, okay. I said, oh, today. He said, yes, you got to claim what you're going to be. So I'd rather be happy. Because sometimes I think when you are multifaceted, when you have multiple gifts, multiple skills, you have multiple businesses, I think sometimes things will be a little off balance, but you can be happy. Now, Pastor Thomas, either you have to come on this live or in these comments, you have to tell me like, no, Yolanda, you need to be balanced first. I would rather be happy. Yeah, I'd rather be happy all day long. So, hope I answered the question. But if you have questions, they can be about anything. Some people have asked about you were on track. I'm on track. Wow! Yay! I think that means I'm growing. I'm on track. I'm on track. Shout out to my friend Shanta and her husband Michael who had me at their event in Greenville, and I sang, and I sang at the event, but it was wonderful. They're doing wonderful things in the community, so shout out to them and their company, the Black Coalition, Brother and Sisterhood. I hope I said that right, Shanta. So it's not gonna be a long live again. It's gonna be, gonna be not gonna be long, but gonna be strong, as Quincy Smith says, and I don't. I didn't see any questions in my DM, so I assume there are no other questions other places. Happy is a choice. I'm gonna put this up here. Happy is a choice in the face of unbalanced situations. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Happy, HAPPY, is a choice. So I really agree that happiness is a choice. You can choose. I think we don't realize that we have more choices than we realize, right? We have a lot more choices than we realize because again, I'm a God girl. So God gives us free will. He doesn't make you do anything. Now life will happen. Things will happen, I think, to help you to see that this may be the better choice. But he does give you free will. And so in that free will, happiness is a choice. You can break up with the guy and I'm just using something random and the relationship not work and you choose to pick up the Rocky Road ice cream and eat the whole thing. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I did that. No, I didn't. I don't even like Rocky Road. Okay, so I'm saying that's a choice you make, right? You choose to dump into that space. You're choosing. I know it hurts and it's gonna be heartbreaking. It's gonna be sad, but you're choosing that space, right? Rather than choosing to pray, choosing to call some girlfriends and go hang out, choosing to heal, choosing to you're gonna be sad because that's normal, that's life. But sometimes we're a lot sad, or sometimes we're sadder a lot longer than we should be. So happiness is a choice in the face of unbalanced circumstances. The pandemic was an unbalanced circumstance. The world was upside down and we didn't know how or when it was going to turn right back up, turn right side up. And in some ways, we're still, a little off kilter. So you had to choose to be happy. You had to choose to say, I'm stuck in the house with all these people and I have to choose to be happy. I saw an interview where Jamie Foxx he was in the house with 16 of his relatives. Him and 16 people were in a house. Now in Jamie Foxx's, space, that probably was a really big house. But yet and still, there were 16 people in the house at one time. At some point, you got to choose to be happy. Happy is a choice in the face of unbalanced circumstances. So, creatives, I encourage you to choose to be happy. Sometimes when people get on your nerves, they make you upset. They don't follow the guidelines. They didn't pay you like they were supposed to. Things didn't go like they were supposed to. The artist is not getting it, or the client is not getting it, or this is just not working out. I'm so frustrated. The keys broke. The worship leader didn't show up. The artist is on stage. They don't have on the right clothing. I mean, whatever it is. Great work this evening. Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Whatever it is, you have to choose to be happy. Thank you for that, Pastor Thomas. You have to choose to be happy. You have to choose your you have to choose how you're going to respond. I'm going to give one last example. There is I saw Instagram yesterday where a young lady, a Atlanta model, got her hair braided by a woman, and the hairstyle did not turn out the way it was supposed to. Now, I saw the pictures myself. It wasn't right. it was it was pretty bad, and it was supposed to be these like long like locks braids where that's where the hair's already really locked, and I think you just braided it and twisted. I'm not sure the process, but it was long locks braids. They're really heavy actually, but they were long locks, and they weren't right. And I went to the young lady's Instagram just to be honest, just to see like her really talk more in depth about what happened, because I've had those experiences where you go into the salon, you expect something to happen, it doesn't happen, and how you respond at that moment, man, can make or break that situation. I'm sharing this with you because the young lady said, I've grown so much. She said, thank you to all the people who, just reached out and checked on me. She said, but I want to share that I've grown so much because there would have been a day where the situation would have ended much, much worse. So the young lady never yelled. She never yelled at the stylist. She never went off. She never screamed. It was very, very amazing, actually. The police were called because the young lady just wanted her money back. She said, this is not what I asked for. And I love to get a stylist on here to kind of help us do that. Maybe that's a lie for another day. Like, how does that really work out? But the young lady just, she just wanted her money back, and the hairstylist was up in arms. But I'm sharing this with you for a reason, because the young lady said, I've been praying that God help me with my temper, with how I respond. And it just, there would have been a day where that would have went really differently. So I'm saying that to you to say it doesn't happen overnight, right? You don't get to a level of clarity or peace or hope or joy overnight, but you can get there. It is available to you. You can get there. So happiness is a choice. How you respond to situations, circumstances matter. Really hope I don't have to eat. I feel like everything I say I have to eat, but I ate those words last week. So how you respond to something matters. And just do your best, be your best. Always give your best, give your 1,000. People always ask, like, Yolanda, how you doing work for all these people? Or how did you get these? Because I was giving my best no matter what. No matter how much tired I was, no matter what went down, I will come back and do something again. I will say, no, I didn't like it. Let me do something that's better. Because even if it's just a flyer, I feel like my best is deserved. You deserve you deserve to receive my best. You deserve for what you pay for to be valued and respected. So give your best, y'all. Give your best. If it's music, if it's filming, if it's arts, if it's dance, give your best. Life is not long enough to cut it short, right? Life is not long enough to cut yourself short. Life is not long enough to not give your best. Life is not long enough to not live it full. So give your best. All right. It's 9:41. I'm here a little bit longer than I was supposed to be. So this is the last part I'm going to do. I want to pray for creators. Now listen, it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing or what happened yesterday. All it matters is right now, right here, today, this moment right now. Okay? Let's pray. We thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for everything you've done, you're doing, and you're going to do. God, I pray that you bless and cover creatives all over the world, from the north, the south, east, and the west. Creatives who are trying to figure out how they are supposed to get to the next step. Creators who are trying to figure out what exactly is next. What is the next thing? What is the thing in 2025? What is the thing in 2030? What am I supposed to do for 2023 and 2024? For the people who are trying to figure it out, cover them, bless them, keep them, protect them from all hurt, harm, and danger. But God, protect their minds, protect their emotions, protect their ideas, protect their creativity. Help them, help us to create our best. Even when we don't feel like it. Help us know when to pull back. Help us know when to choose happy or when to choose balance. Help us know when to choose work and when to choose sleep. Help us know that going for the hustle every day may not be the way. Hustle and no sleep may not be the way every day. Help us know when to hustle and when to not hustle at all. When to trust you, always. And when just to work and work work the land and work it out. And when to just pull back. When to say no, when to say yes, who to say yes to and who to say no to. Cover every creative watching this, every creative from all over the world, near and far, graphic designers, filmmakers, actors and actresses, and musicians and singers and directors and songwriters and screenplays and screenwriters and authors and just people who make people's lives better in so many different ways that we don't always see. I pray you bless every creative. Somebody sitting in the studio trying to figure out what the next hit is, trying to figure out something that's legendary. I pray you give them what they need to do what they need to do. And God, I pray that you cover us and protect us this week. Help us to always give you our best first. Help us to give you ourselves first. And then everything that comes after that. Help us to do things in order. We thank you. We bless you for being a great God who does great things forever and always. And we give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen. So I hope that helped in some type of capacity. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It wasn't long, but I hope it was strong. So hanging out with me. Listen, if you could do me a favor, please follow me on all social media platforms at Yolanda Marant, Marant. Just follow me on all social media platforms at Yolanda Marant, Marant. Yes, sometimes I wear glasses. Okay. So follow me on social media. I would love to hear from you. I would love to connect with you. If you're going to be in the Atlanta area next week, I will be in the Atlanta area next weekend with Kevin Lemons at Higher Calling for his birthday bash and Back to the Basics concert with Vincent Thorpe, Lawrence Flowers, and Charles Butler. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be at 1700 Corey Boulevard in Decatur, Georgia. So I hope to see you there. I'm going to be there. It's going to be, not just because I'm going to be there, it's just going to be amazing. And so if you're in the Atlanta area, if you're my friend, I want to see you. All right. I love y'all. Take care. Peace out.